last time on Princes of the Apocalypse, the four of you, having arrived in the beautiful town of Red Larch, um, some of you just arrived, some of you having been there for maybe a few hours or so. Um, Suddenly, a sinkhole opened up uh, in town square, and you all rushed to the aid of a cart, which was teetering on the edge of falling in. You met the owner of the cart, one Magnus Nistrom, who seems to have some knowledge of Rast, who promptly, upon meeting him, preferred jumping into the hole to dealing with him, and did so to the great fortune of one Morella, who had fallen into the hole at the same time as the cart nearly did. And Rust was able to help her and pull her out, after which drinks were had. You all kind of got to know each other a little bit, got to hear a little bit of what each of you is looking for and were approached by two members of the town who asked you to completely disregard the giant hole in the middle of the town. It's certainly nothing to be bothered with. And after which Rost went to check on young Morella and make sure that she was resting and recuperating comfortably, which she was. Oh, and Rost also went and visited a general store, which was rather in disarray, but was able to speak to a shop owner there, learning about a place in the hills to the east of Red Larch known as Feathergale Spire. And then you all return to the tavern to make your plans. Anything in particular I'm skipping over?
Nope. That's all I have written.
Okay. Well then,
uh,
we'll.
on the way back to the inn, we would have to walk past the hole, right?
Yes.
We were south of it, heading back north. Okay.
Mhm.
Did Well, when Quinliver looked down, did he probably just, took a peek in there? Did you happen to see a pot down there?
You would see, yes, a pot radiating quite a bit of light.
Oh, okay. Was it probably how deep was that hole?
About 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. Quinn has the pot. So
How, okay, how did
with,
you.
with the help of his swarm, he retrieves the pot, and then it can be topic of conversation when we're all back together. Mage hand.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And
Sounds like a wizard.
it just, the light just is until you dismiss it, right, Rost?
The light goes for, let's see, I think it lasts for like until I dismiss it, and it lasts for, let's see, lasts for an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's still going.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
So
So
is
when we all
walking.
gather back at the inn, you'll notice that he's got this nice pot that he found down in the hole.
Skiffle would have witnessed this because I think Skiffle and Quinliver Hoodgarder were headed back.
Wood girder, gird the woods.
Hoodgarder, don't you know? Yeah, we're headed back to the inn together. Oh, what are you doing with?
Yeah, let's
He's
play this out.
perplexed.
What is this? What does this look like as Quinliver's obtaining this pot?
So they're walking back to the inn, and he just gets a little curious. Like, just wants to look down in the hole because There's not often poles in the middle of the road like that. And then he kind of mentions the skiffle. Now that's what I don't get about town folk. I mean, look at down there. A big hole in the middle of the road, and people are already starting to just chuck their stuff they don't want no more down there. I mean, that is just that's called littering. We call that
What a
littering in
lovely
the
pot.
woods. That's a
Is
nice
it-
looking pot. You know
Is
what?
that pot
Oh,
shining light even?
I know that is so cool. You know what? I bet that nice family, the Stoutmans, I bet they would like this pot since someone burned their barn down. I'll get it. And then those bugs that have been kind of just crawling all over him. All
Oh
like
dear.
currently they look like caterpillars, just sort of fall over, and they all kind of come together, move down his arm, and as they do, they will you move, cat taser? Get off my camera.
Have a look at my ass. Asshole.
They accelerate through their stage, and they all become butterflies, and the butterflies all just
Oh,
form up into a hand shape, and they go down into the hole, and they grab the pot and bring it back up to him. And you're like, oh, thanks a lot. And then they just start fluttering all around him. sort of
Skiffle
disperse.
definitely comes right over beside you to watch this. Oh, you must teach me this trick.
Oh,
How do you do that?
whoa.
Those are
Well, you
lovely
see,
butterflies.
yeah, well, it's just a little connection I got with the woods. So
Oh,
maybe if you was out
understand.
there in the woods, girding the woods for a long time, maybe it would make a
Yeah.
special connection with you.
Seem to have a bit of a connection with the land myself.
Oh,
Butterflies are so lovely. You must teach me.
I don't know how to do that. It just sort of happened one night. One night I was on one of my patrols and I hunkered down for the night, and then when I woke up in the morning, I was all covered in bull weevils, and I was like, oh, I done
God,
slept in a
weevils.
nest. I done slept in a nest of bull weevils
I've heard
again.
weevils can be quite terrible.
Well, it's a bit of a shock to wake up to 30 of them crawling all over you.
Yes, indeed.
But then I realized I didn't feel them crawling all over me like I had the other times. And that's when I was like, wait a minute. It kind of feels like a warm hug. That's when I realized the woods, it done made a special connection with me.
No.
And now with a little bit of the woods, it goes with me no matter wherever I go.
I've had quite a similar experience myself. Let me show you. And he walks over a little
Oh.
bit away from the edge of the hole, kind of on the side of the road. And he grabs kind of at his tunic and pulls out something. It's in his hand. You can't really see what it is. His hand is around it. And kind of waves his hand over the ground, just the bare dirt. And it kind of all of a sudden sort of tills itself. You see his hand. He's got something in like a gold chain, but it's in his hand. And then he reaches in a little pouch and sprinkles some seeds. And then he he waves his hand over it again. And as this happens, you'd swear that you hear the distant rumble of thunder. You know that sensation in the summer when you're sitting at home and you're like, is that thunder? Or was that a truck going by? Right?
Mhm.
Just this distant sort of rumble of thunder. See, I don't know quite exactly. I couldn't teach it what they just did with the earth. But it was
Mhm.
weird because the earth moved itself. It
Oh.
killed itself. That was the cool part.
Oh.
And now there's this little raised mound where he has apparently planted some seeds.
Oh. That's a neat what you're growing there? Carrots?
Oh, some flowers.
Onions?
Wildflowers. Wildflowers.
Parsnips? Huh?
Wildflowers.
Wildflowers. Oh,
Some daisies.
no, they're not. Oh, well, they're nice and all. I can't really eat them, but they is nice.
No.
It'll be nice, pretty. You know what? You could put a bunch of. You could all around the hole, and then it wouldn't look so bad.
Would look quite nice, but I believe they'd be trampled in this roadway.
Well, no, because people would be like, oh, don't step on the flowers, and then they would not go near the hole.
Oh, well, perhaps.
Unless they was not real, thoughtful people, kind of like whoever threw this nice pot down that hole. I mean, look at this
It's a
pot.
wonderful pot. Just let me see it.
Well, I'm going to give it to the Stoutmans because remember someone
I
burned their
just
barn
want to
down.
see. It's
Oh,
just touch and
well, all
slide.
right, you can see it. Yeah.
Kind of looking at it. Keeps staring, blinding himself. Oh, so bright. And he puts it on his head with the handle backwards. Oh,
Huh.
fits. What do you know?
Kind of like armor on you.
Suppose you're right. Well then,
Mhm.
It's
don't know
just a
about you, but I'm a
glowing
bit parched. Yes. Let's go get
Yup.
a beer.
All right.
Very well. Seems we have some things in common then.
A little bit. As the butterflies are just continuing to just kind
Yeah.
of sometimes passing through them and doesn't seem to be, pay them any heed.
All right.
All right, so you're
So I
heading
guess we
back
make our way back to the swinging sword.
uh to the Swinging Sword Inn or to the Helm
I think
at
we were all
High
kind of hanging
Sun?
out at the sword. So I guess we'll go
Well,
back
the
there.
helm is the helm at High Sun was a tavern, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I said that backwards at one point.
Yeah, the inn is the sword and the tavern is the helm.
Yep.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
Kaylessa is the proprietor that you know in the inn. Right?
Yes.
I think that's where we were hanging out.
At the tavern. At the Helm.
Well, I don't take very good notes then. All right. Then back to the tavern it is.
So, you all re-enter and it business has picked up a bit. It's now dinner time. It's probably an hour or so after sundown. Um, and so are you still wearing this pot?
I think he
Skiffle?
probably would have forgotten that he had it on as we were
Mhm.
chatting and making our way back. And so yeah, we'll walk in and he's got this illuminated metal pot on his head like a helm or
Helm. Helm, did you say?
Excellent. Okay. You need to find a table. Pretty soon, Kalesa comes back out. Oh, you're back again. Welcome. And she points at Skiffle and says, I have something for you that you might enjoy.
oh
Uh,
really?
you were asking about a seed cake earlier, right?
Yes, seed cakes.
I was picturing something like a cake made like actual seeds forming a cake. But
Oh, oh
I
no.
think what you're talking about is something we call mill cake.
Oh,
I'll bring you one.
I'd like to try
We'll
it.
see if
Yes.
you like
And
it.
2 beers, please.
Of course. And for you, Quinliver.
No, one of the
Oh,
beers is for him.
oh, I'll
Oh,
just
you're
have my
ordering
usual.
for them. How nice of you.
I'll just, my usual. If you got like, some heads of lettuce and some carrots
Of
and
course.
corn.
Of course, dear. I'll be right back.
Oh, I thank you very much.
And she heads off to the kitchen.
Skiffle will dig in another one of his pouches. He's numerous pouches here and there. And pack his pipe with his tobacco and light it up. Oh, care for a pipeful?
Mm.
Would you care
Pipeful
for
of
a pipe full of weed?
weeds. Why'd you want to put those in your pipe?
No, it's pipe weed. You smoke it.
Pipe
Tobacco.
weed. I've not heard of that kind of weed before. Which we don't call it that in the woods.
Oh, pray, what do you call it then?
I don't know.
But definitely not pipe weed. Just kind of a big cloud around his head. Every now and then he'll blow a smoke ring, kind of
Ooh.
survey the other patrons.
And Quinn will just sit back in his chair. Of course, it's starting to creak a little dangerously, but
And after a few minutes, Repentance and Rust, you find your way to the helm where you spot Skiffle and Quinliver. Skiffle with a bright, shining pot on his head.
Quinliver will stand up and he'll start waving. Hey, guys, we're over here. Just in case you didn't notice him.
Um, where did why do you have a pot on your head, Skiffle?
Oh, kung, kung, kung. I'd forgotten about that. Yes. He flips it a
Yeah.
couple of times, almost drops it, sits it on the table. Perhaps
Well,
it's my ode to the helm of the high sun. It's bright like the
no,
sun.
no, that there's the pot I found. Someone done thrown that pot away in that big hole in the road. Have you seen that big hole in the road? Someone threw a pot away in it. I mean, I don't think the townsfolk meant for it to be like a garbage hole, but people were already starting to use it for that. And I just don't understand townfolk at times like that. But
Don't
I
It's a
found that
perfectly
pot
good
down
pot.
there.
And he starts knocking on it, kind of talking over Quinliver.
Oh, yeah,
Quite lovely,
I'm
don't you
gonna
think?
give
And
it
he
to the
puts it in your
Stoutmans.
face.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen such a fine pot?
I'm
It's like
going
a
to
helm
give it
for
to the
me.
Stoutmans because someone burned their barn down, so maybe they could use a nice pot.
You know
Perhaps a
what?
good.
I'm
Not
sure
not to put their
whoever
horses in, obviously. I mean, I'm not an idiot. The horses are way too
No,
big to fit in that pot.
certainly
Unless
not.
unless there was like a magic wizard feller that could make the horses really small. I just thought they could use the pot to cook something.
I'm sure whoever threw the pot into the hole,
Irresponsible, I know.
you know what? Absolutely. Just
Now,
can't imagine the point of it. And it's glowing too, so that's how you know it's
I just
good.
thought, isn't that cool? They can use that pot to cook at night, and they won't have to have a fire going or anything.
I'm gonna
Well,
mumble
except for the
something
fire to
under
cook.
my breath and make the pot stop glowing at this
Oh,
point.
Oh,
what happened
oh!
there?
You hit it too hard.
Oh no. He'll pick it up, looking at it. What do you make of that?
No,
That'd be a handy trick.
they
though,
can
if you
still
do that
they can
at
still
will.
cook in it. It just they'll have to have a little more light when they're cooking now.
Right. Well, very well then. Here you go.
Nope.
He kind of
All
sets
right.
it in front of Quinliver and
He'll just take his bag, he'll put it in his
Yeah.
pack. And, yep, I remember to give that to him next time I see him.
So how was your visit with the young lady?
Well, it wasn't nearly as informative as I was hoping, but she is doing well. And
By the grace of Helm, she does well.
yes.
Recovering very nicely.
Well,
I
that's
did-
quite the relief.
Thanks be to Helm.
Yep, Helm it's what a guy. I did find out some interesting things when I was at the general store though.
Oh, did you know?
Yeah. There's apparently a spire somewhere in the hills. Well, in the valley with messengers that travel all around. They might know something about well, my winged creatures my weird vision that I had. So
Oh. Perhaps they might have seen the group I'm looking for. Just say that they speak with travelers.
the general store owner seems to think that they are pretty knowledgeable about the goings on of the area, so we don't see why not.
I wonder, maybe they know about these fellers in the stone armor. Maybe they
Well-
know about the one that smells like he peed his pants.
I was gonna say, isn't there just one feller?
Well, I don't know. There were more than one, and then there was only one that I saw, but maybe there is more. I don't know.
Perhaps they come from a larger group.
No, hope not.
I'm really curious about the cavern that just opened up in the center of town. Does anyone else think it's a bit odd that they really want to gloss over this?
Well,
Oh,
I think
it's. Go ahead. Yes, please.
well, I think we've been instructed not to enter the hole. And we should
I think that part is quite odd. Nothing to see here, you know. Nothing at all. Just this random hole that
they're-
opened up into a great cavern.
well, they're
Nothing
going
to
to
see here.
no, they're going to have an inquiry. The inquiry will determine what the hole is and
Will it now?
whether it's important or not.
I thought it was just an opening in the ground.
Perhaps exploration is going to reveal more than an inquiry.
I
Sitting
doubt
around
it.
talking about the hole isn't going to tell us anything.
I think we can learn much through quiet contemplation and an inquiry.
What? What do you mean? Sitting here thinking and talking versus having a look down there.
Well,
You can learn
first
more.
of all, we've been instructed by very high-ranking town officials not to go into the hole.
Who are they? The cavern police.
I mean, they've instructed the townspeople not to go into the hole.
No,
They
I
did.
think they said
did
that
indeed.
to us.
They said that
But we're not townspeople.
exactly.
Would they have any authority over us? Certainly not over me.
No, they got no authority out there in the woods, so nope.
Have you seen this large man make butterflies? He makes the most lovely butterflies.
Do I notice the butterflies just flying around him right now?
They turned back into beetles, right?
No, they're probably still butterflies.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just sort of the web of the woods. Sometimes there's butterflies, sometimes there's caterpillars, sometimes there's carpenter ants, sometimes there's
Quite
termites,
incredible.
sometimes. But what it kind of picks up on my emotions, and when I get kind of worked up, like remember when I was telling you about them guys in the fellers in the stone arbor that was sorry, that was attacking the Stoutmans. Remember when I told you that tale, and that one of them it hurt little Timmy, and then I got all worked up. Yeah, the swarm it picked up on that, and the swarm changed to murder hornets.
Oh. Well,
Murder hornets.
don't
Murder
irritate the
hornets.
furball then.
Huh.
You don't want to tangle with murder hornets.
No, they is a force. They is a force, yo. Mhm. But when I'm all calm, then it's just moths or butterflies or
Oh,
caterpillars or ants or
see, mine does the same thing every time. It just disturbs a bit to earth, and I can till it very easily. And plant my
yeah.
seed.
This fella makes flowers grow out of nowhere. I told him he should make a nice flower ring
No,
around the
they grow
hole.
from the ground. I just can work the ground with some farce. Comes natural.
Some
Quite
farce.
good at it.
I mean, you have your staff / gardening
Oh,
implement.
this, yeah. Well, sometimes it's a little handy, or just you want to drop some seeds here and there quickly. Just a little woot. There you go.
Hmm.
But now for proper farming and tilling and tending to crops now, then, well, you have to get serious and use the right tools.
Wait,
He kind of
so
pats his handy quarterstaff scratchy thing.
you can move the earth.
Bits and pieces, yeah. It's quite handy.
Hmm.
Manipulate might be the right word.
How much can you do that?
Not that much earth. I know where you're going, and I like it.
I'm
But-
just saying, if
Oh,
we
I
could
know
make
what you're saying.
if we could make a tunnel somewhere to get into the cavern without jumping down the hole, obviously, we
Right.
could get down there and explore.
We could, couldn't we? Especially if we were to do it, say, in the evening time. Surely the authorities must sleep sometime.
I don't.
What direction did you say that tunnel
know.
headed in? Maybe I could disturb some earth out to the way a little bit, but along the direction of the tunnel, maybe we'll get lucky and drop into it. Then we wouldn't be in their hole. We'd be in a new hole.
I don't know that Helm would approve.
I
of
don't
such
see this Helm
sneaking
anywhere.
around
Hello, Helm.
and evading the town leaders' rules by such chicanery.
No chicanery at all. We
Yeah.
won't be going in and out of their hole. We'll make our own.
But your hole
Totally
is
following their direction.
No, sir. Your hole is meant to intrude upon the hole. Our
think
hole should never cross their hole. Never.
I
see.
think that
Helm,
given the
Helm
circumstances,
frowns on
Well, I
Helm
appreciate
frowns
your
on
hygiene.
such.
oh jeez,
Afraid you've got the wrong idea.
I can feel him frowning right here.
Where is this Helm anyway? You keep referring to him. I've never seen him. You speak as if he's
Well-
right here amongst us.
If you walk into Helm's Light, you will connect with him as I have.
Oh, how might one do so?
How might one do so? Walk towards his light, my good man. Walk towards his light.
I just
Don't be
walked up the
evasive
street
and
with
use
the
chicanery
bloody
to
light
avoid
on my
rules.
head. Never met Helm.
You must
Didn't
obey. You must
Well,
obey the
Helm's actually a
rules.
pot.
Walk the good path, and Helm will embrace you.
So he's going to find me if I'm walking in the right way, is what you're saying.
Well, he certainly knows who walks in his light. I can assure you of that.
Well, all right then. Perhaps he might be kind enough to let me know if I do then.
You
Okay,
know,
Alyssa brings
I
out-
Seems awful bossy though. He's a controlling god, isn't he?
no. I have found since I turned towards Helm's Light and walked in his path, my life has improved immeasurably. I feel as if I suckle at Helm's very teat. His piety and his words and his wisdom and his works of valor and all of his teachings, they fortify me as if a newborn babe is fortified by his mother's milk. I can tell you there's no
All sounds very well and good. Where's that damn sheet cake lady?
greater.
For the love of Mike.
Yes, and he also brings out your beers and a
Oh,
plate
bless
with a
you,
small piece of almost like a thick bread
Oh,
that
nice.
is there, and
Do you have
can
any
tell
butter?
this is yes. There's definitely butter available too, and this is similar to what you would call a seed cake.
Perfect.
You know, I think
This will do nicely. Thank you.
that if we
He'll pull out
dec-
the appropriate coin.
if we decide that investigating the whole is indeed important, I think we should find these two gentlemen and speak to them and make our case. As Helm is our witness and our guide, we can make the case that exploring the whole is important to the town, and perhaps they'll allow us to do that before the inquiry begins its work. But I am uncomfortable digging another hole and infiltrating their hole.
What if this poses a threat to the town? Wouldn't
I-
your Helm want you to do all you could to protect these innocent people here?
Indeed, Helm would not only want that, he would insist upon
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But I suggest to you that there is no such threat at this moment, and we should make our case to the town leader.
Oh, I'm sure a
I
giant
think that
tavern
that's a
right
very
below the very
compelling
center of
case.
town is not threatening at all.
I agree with you. We should make that case. It's a compelling case. We should make it to the town leaders. And perhaps not only will they want us to go into their hole, they'll invite us.
I've
I think
already
they're trying
sort
to
of made a case.
Cover something up.
Well, that would be, well, why do you think they're covering something up? They don't want you. I mean, I wouldn't want townsfolk to go into the hole either. It could be quite dangerous, as you
Right.
indicate.
But we're offering to help
They
them.
don't really know us. Well, I think we should make that case to them. We really didn't make the case. We just agreed not to go into the hole. But let's meet with them.
They did
Let's,
made no
let's
such
show
agreement.
them that we walk the light of Helm and that they can trust us to investigate their hole.
I've spoken
That's
with
what
the
Helm
gentlemen,
would want us to do.
Oh,
and they have no interest in letting anyone outside of some offhandedly mentioned group of people go and investigate. They say they have people on the case, but
inquiry.
An inquiry, which is a wise move. I would make the same move if I were town leadership. But we can perhaps talk to them and tell them that we walk in Helm's light, and Helm would not want their village, their beautiful, lovely village, to come to any harm, and that we propose that before the inquiry begins its work and before it risks its own neck, that we would go down into the hole and make sure there was nothing untoward. The beautiful, lovely Lady Mirabella, if that is the correct name,
It is not.
because I did not write it down. But
Wait.
she seemed to indicate that there was some kind of stone formation of some sort in the hole. But she did not get a good look because, well, Ross jumped down around that time and surprised her.
We should also tell them fellers they might want to fill that hole in before more people just start throwing their garbage in it.
Well, I did suggest that they put a fence around it. They have yet to do that, but I'm sure the inquiry will take up that request.
And this feller here, he can plant some nice flowers around it, make it all pretty.
I still think that by waiting for the townsfolk to do anything, it's leaving the town open for all manner of attack coming out of this hole. Who knows what's down there? What monsters?
Well, you and I are here to prevent that.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be better to preempt the attack and to investigate?
I think that's the case we make to the leaders.
I don't think those guys are the leaders, to be honest. They just
Well,
seem like two.
They're two guys.
They're just two fellers that
Well,
were just.
well, then if you're suggesting they don't have the authority to keep us out of the hole, then I say we go to the authority that does have that authority and make the case that Helm would want us to investigate the hole. All I'm saying is we need permission. We shouldn't just jump into the hole because we think it's a good idea. What do we know?
Plus, it's
about
kind
as
of
much as
deep,
the town
and if
folk.
you jump in, you could hurt yourself.
Yes, and apparently there's
So-
a tunnel and a door
I
made of
imagine
stone.
I imagine the beautiful town of Red Larch has a mayor who is, or some kind of leader who is probably very wise and probably very open to these very arguments. And I say we find him or her and make that case.
I'd say that we're working for Helm. What greater authority is there?
Well,
Oh,
Helm hasn't told me to go into the hole without permission.
He hasn't? You haven't heard?
No, and he would tell me.
Are you sure? Because I mean, he
Indeed.
and I are like this, right?
Well, Helm would not want us to violate the hole without permission.
I really wish you would phrase things differently, but I understand fully your point. I just think
And-
that without proper investigation by strong adventuring parties,
such as ourselves.
who knows what's going to come out of this hole?
Well, first of all, a strong adventuring party, the four of us, I don't know. We have a farmer, two servants of Helm, one who is who may be a little in need of some guidance from another follower of Helm, and a man covered in butterflies. I'm not sure that makes us a great adventuring party. Number one. Number two, I agree with the premise that the hole could possibly be dangerous. All I'm saying is, let's get the authority from the one in charge.
Okay,
Ooh,
I'm going to
whenever.
be quite honest. I don't like being told what to do by people who seemingly own land and just think that they can tell everyone what to do, especially two strange gentlemen.
Wait. So I want to make sure I understand.
Mhm.
You,
Yes,
paladin and servant of Helm,
yes.
don't like it when people in authority make rules for those of us not in authority to follow.
Look, I know it's not the most sound argument, but I think that waiting and inaction is only going to lead to more trouble.
You realize that society is built on people in authority making rules for those who aren't in authority to follow. It is only when those people are unjust that there's an issue, but we cannot make such an assumption about someone we've never met. So far, the rule, don't go in the hole, makes sense to me. As you've pointed out, the hole could be dangerous. Now, we may make a compelling case that that we're a great adventuring party, blah, 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 blah. But let's make the case to the person in authority. And then if he makes some rule that we think is, not a wise rule, then let's get to the bottom of why that might be. I mean, I suppose it's not unheard of that a ruler could be corrupted by, say, a magic user of some sort, a sorcerer. He could be ensorcelled. If we thought he was ensorcelled, then we would act accordingly.
It's just something about what those two gentlemen have been saying that hasn't given me any credence to believe that they have good intentions of keeping us out of the hole.
Oh, but all they've said so far is we don't want people to go down into the hole.
It's just the vibe I'm getting. I am a person that I listen to my gut, and my gut's telling me something's up.
Well, you should listen to Helm. And Helm does not go on vibe. Helm goes on logic and reason and authority. And that's what we should be doing. We should be contacting the person in authority and getting permission to go into the hole. You've made a compelling argument. I don't disagree with the argument. I just disagree with the method. And the method is sneaking around and chicanery and violating clear rules that have been set before us. If those rules are modified by the person in authority, then I'm on board.
If you can find this person in authority and get us a case with them, I will consider not just doing exactly what I want anyway.
I do not understand that statement at all.
Find the person in charge and let's talk to him.
Well, that's fine, but I will do what I want anyway. That's like flaunting authority. That's something a bandit would do, or a ne'er-do-well.
Perhaps a demon?
Or a feller in stone armor.
Oh.
A demon. But a paladin of Helm embraces Helm and follows authority unless there's a reason that authority has been tainted by, say, ensorcelment.
Why is it always ensorcelment?
Well, I think of much greater evil in this world, to be honest with you, Farmer, than a sorcerer using sorcery to ensorcel innocent, law-abiding folk and people in authority. Helm will have none of that.
He raises his hand to try and get Kaelessa her attention.
It takes a moment. There are a number of patrons, and she's going from table to table. But yeah, after a moment, she rushes over. Yes, what can I get for you?
I must say, this bread mill cake, wonderful, delicious.
Oh,
Might
good.
I
I'm
get
glad
another
you.
round of ales for me?
Of course.
And I might inquire who is the authority here in this lovely village of Red Lodge? Have you a burgermeister, or perhaps a sheriff?
Burgermeister? Is that a thing?
They make great burgers.
That's the village of
Sounds like-
McDonald's across down the
sounds
road here a
like-
little bit.
Is
the
in
guy that
Red
stands at the
Rudolph
grill
Red-Nosed
making
Reindeer
burgers.
special. Or perhaps a mayor, a justice of the peace.
We do have a mayor, yes.
Oh, well,
Mayor Boshin.
Mayor Burgermeister.
Boshin.
Gesundheit.
Bless you. Pulls out a handkerchief.
No. His name is Mayor Boshin.
And
Is,
Bashar
uh,
Boshin.
where might we find his honor, the mayor?
Is he here?
He has a rather large building out on the outskirts of town.
Is he amenable to visitors? We don't want to be slain
Well,
or
I'm sure.
accosted by the authorities.
Well, I'm sure if you've got business
Side
with
eyes
the
with
mayor,
Bendix.
then you could visit his town hall and seek an appointment with him.
Surely
Might
there are
take
no
a few
rules against
days.
doing so, are there?
No, of course not.
He
It
kinda
might take a
side-eyes
few
with Bendix.
days.
Because we wouldn't want to break any rules now, would we, boys?
Nay, we do not want to break any rules, and I believe meeting with the mayor is a smart idea.
Well then, if you're in favor, we should do it.
Hey, do you happen to know, has the mayor been ensorcelled?
No, not to my knowledge.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Apparently, that's a bad thing. So,
Yes, I imagine it would be.
Yes, we wouldn't want any ensorcelment now, would we?
apparently not.
Apparently.
I am always vigilant.
Oh, well.
I thought you were Benton's.
How safe I feel.
Well then, anything else I can get for the lot of you?
Oh, just that round of ales, and
Of course.
that'll do for now.
So head off for your ales.
What is it? Nighttime, or is it? What time of the day
It's-
is it?
It's evening, about an hour or two after dark now.
Maybe we should go find this mayor feller.
I imagine the mayor's office hours have ended the day.
It's a matter of such pressing danger and import. Surely he'll be willing to take a brief audience. If
Well,
it's,
You think
if
his
it's for
name's
the good
Shirley?
of the town.
I don't know what hours the mayor keeps. I'm certainly willing to go to his office right now if you think that it is that imperative.
Oh, I do. If I'm going down in this hole, I'd like to do it under the cover of darkness.
But I can't guarantee the mayor will be there. My experience with bureaucrats is that they keep strict office hours,
Oh, well.
and often you need an appointment.
No wonder nothing ever gets done.
Oh, I think things get done all the time. It's just you have to have an appointment before things get done. But if he's willing to meet with us, I certainly am willing to meet with him. Would you like me to do the talking?
No, actually. You should practice quiet contemplation and listening.
Well, that is something I struggle with. I'm going to be honest with you.
You don't say.
I am working on that with Helm as my
Are you?
guide,
Are you, though?
but it is not my strong point.
No.
In fact, the others in my order sent me here in part because of that very reason.
Sent you here because you have trouble listening.
Well, that's what they say.
Oh.
Alyssa brings your beers out.
But I am happy to do the talking.
I can do the talking. I don't mind.
If you think that would be helpful.
I think each of us could make a good case.
I've found with bureaucrats that having
think
a
they're trying to hide something.
solitary, single, strong voice is often a wise course of action. And I do think your arguments are compelling.
Well, what say, boys, ladies, gentlemen? He looks up at everybody.
I'm okay going to talk to the mayor now. Why not?
I mean, might as well, since apparently we can't do anything until we get someone say so.
I'm just surprised that comes as a surprise to you.
In my experience with Helm, he's not really a wait around for others to tell you it's okay to save people kind of guy.
Well, there's nothing to save anyone from, right?
But we don't know that.
Well, if we go outside, and there are, say, hordes of undead streaming from the hole, then I might think we need to save this town. And I wouldn't need the mayor's authority to act. But we have an empty hole, we have nothing coming out of it, and we have clear instructions not to go into the hole. I think we need authority.
Fine. We'll go talk to the mayor. Let's just hope he's not ensorcelled.
Well, I think we'll know the answer to that.
Do we? I mean, we have
Skiffle
no
will hop
idea.
up and begin to collect his pouches and his staff and fasten his cloak. Maybe make his curly, thick hair a little more presentable. All right,
I
then.
wonder, Skiffle. You seem like a nice farmer, Skiffle. I wonder, aren't the roads dangerous for a farmer to be walking around?
Oh, I don't find them dangerous at all.
And why would a farmer want to go in the hole in the first place? Wouldn't you rather be farming?
Oh, I've planted today.
While as a farmer,
talking, I was out planting.
and if you think about it, as a farmer, he only sees the top sides of the plants. Going down the hole, he might get to see the undersides of the plants. Will change the perspective.
You raise a good point there.
Yeah, I know.
I think Quinliver and I, we seem to have connected in your absence.
Well, Helm certainly likes to see things from different perspectives.
Well then,
So let's go see the mayor. Or at least his secretary, so we can schedule an appointment at an appropriate time that's convenient for him.
Okay, so you all head towards the east part of town where Kaelessa directs you. Let's see. If y'all are on Roll20, there's this large building here. You see where this is being pinged?
Mm-hmm.
oh, I forgot to
Thank
log
you,
into
Siri. I wasn't
Roll20.
talking to you. This would appear to be the town hall building. However, as you approach, the building seems to be dark and quiet and locked.
I told you they keep very specific hours.
Just gonna raise my hand
Uh-huh.
in the direction of the shiny man.
Yeah.
I was
Perhaps
sitting
there's a
right
sign.
there when you told me. You don't need to tell me you told me. I think your people of your order may be onto something.
Perhaps there's a sign that lists the office hours. Then we'll know for certain, and we'll know when to show up.
Why don't you go have a look then?
He'll walk and have a look to see if there's a sign that has office hours.
There's no sign.
Well, I guess it's up for us to guess. Sometimes people in authority are like that.
You could try knocking on the
I
door.
would imagine that something, say, 9 a.m. would probably be an appropriate time to come to the town hall and seek the mayor's secretary so we can schedule an appointment at a time that's convenient for him.
All right then.
I guess we'll just call it a night. Let's just not go exploring in the hole.
I
No,
know.
I think that's the right answer. We'll come back at 9 a.m. and we'll seek permission to go into the hole.
I can't tell if this is bugging Rost or Gideon more.
Ugh, Rost. Gideon wouldn't want to go in the fucking hole. It's none of my business. But Rost is just like, ugh.
Gideon wouldn't want. Oh, dear.
Rost is struggling.
So, you all finding
Shall we,
beds for
shall
the
we meet
evening?
back at the office at 9? Yeah, let's do that.
Sure. Let's part ways for now. We'll meet up in the morning and maybe get some headway on this mystery.
All right, where are y'all staying? You want to go to the inn?
Skiffle's gonna cop a squat in the front yard of the town hall. He unpacks his bedroll. All right then. He rolls it out and pats it
Okay.
down. Oh, this should be very
Mhm.
nice. Yes, I'll be here when the mayor arrives.
Okay. The rest of you taking rooms in the inn?
Yeah, Rost is gonna go back to the inn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why are you talking with your fingers? Are you a little puppet show?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. I like puppets are cool.
Rost is gonna slowly walk back to the inn.
I'm going to walk
Okay.
with her.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Show her the way. Okay.
Well, I'm going to guide her.
On the way back, Quinn will take another look down the hole, make sure no one else is throwing anything nice down there.
Does not appear to be anything.
No, okay.
I mean,
That's
it's
good, at least.
dark. It's dark.
So no glowing pots. Okay, just checking.
No glowing pots. You all are able to make your way to the inn, and I assume you're all getting separate rooms.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There a stable?
There is actually.
Okay. I don't know if Quinn's been through Red Larch before, but you know, them fancy beds and all that, they're just not good for your back. So he'll just go, God, I just need a blanket. Oh, you know, I got one in my pack. Never mind. And he'll just head on out to the barn. And he'll find a nice
Okay.
big old bunch of hay in a stall, and he'll just hunker down for the night.
Okay. Mhm. All right. Repentance and Rust, you head to your rooms.
Yeah.
I'm going to escort Ross to hers. And along the way, I'm going to say, you know, when we walk the path of Helm, and he's going to keep preaching about Helm and how great Helm is, and I look forward to walking this path with you, Ross. We'll walk the path of Helm together in this world. I have foreseen it, and it is our destiny to do that. And then when we get to her room, good night. I'll see you in the morning, and we will try to schedule an appointment with the mayor at a time that is convenient for him or her.
Yep. Good night. I'm just gonna go into my room and bang my head against the door.
Repentance, as you are heading into your room, you hear clunk, clunk, clunk. Are you going to bed, Ross?
I don't know. What do I gotta do? Hold on. Flip a coin. We'll see what I do. I go to bed and I don't think about the whole.
Okay. Uh, Repentance, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going to do what I just told you in the message I sent you.
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean,
And
all right.
and I'm going to stand there like this.
Okay. Uh-huh. All night?
And I'm gonna wait for about I'm gonna wait for about an hour or so. And then if nothing happens, I'm going to go to bed.
Do you have dark vision? You're
Do I have dark? I don't think I do. Hang on.
You're
Oh, I do.
tiefling, right?
Yeah.
what's the range on your dark vision?
It is 60 feet.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hmm. Just about the end of the hour, you know what? Why don't you all do me a favor and drop out of the call for a few minutes while Repentance and I discuss what happens here.
He has sent us a message when time to
No.
go
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I'll,
you're
I'll
out
put
of
it
the
in
game
Discord.
forever.
Nice try.
So, after about an hour or so, you see movement. Where whereabouts around the hole are you standing?
So I'm gonna I don't know for sure. I'm gonna stand close to the hole so that if someone were coming from the inn, however they would come to the hole, that's where I'm sort of facing, because I'm thinking someone in the inn might come to look at the hole.
I see.
So I would want to be standing here like this.
So
when
you're
they
not
show up.
looking in the hole.
I'm not looking in the hole.
I see.
I'm expecting Rost
I see. Okay.
or Skiffle.
Uh-huh.
Not the idiot. I wouldn't expect him to do it.
Okay. In that case, you do not see anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Then
Never
after
mind
an
then.
hour or so, he would go back.
Okay.
He doesn't hear anything.
Make a perception check.
I got a 4.
Okay. Yeah. No, you don't hear anything.
All right. So after an hour or so, he returns.
Okay.
And he
All
goes
right.
back. He goes back with his heart swelling that Rost obeyed Helm's command.
Excellent. All right. Oops. Let me tell the others to come back. All right. How's the conversion? All right. Well, we are back. The whole town has been destroyed. Everyone's dead. You're gonna have to roll up my
Oh.
characters.
Oh, I'm going back to the woods.
That hole was dangerous.
Um, let's see. I'm looking for something very specific. Of course, I'm not finding it. There it is. Quinliver, as you're settling down in the hay, the stable,
Yeah.
you hear movement coming. Someone's coming to check on the horses. It seems like.
Okay. Well, when I get there, I'll just go. Oh.
Okay, so you pop up and you see a rather tall man who has a patch over one eye and messy hair that's kind of the bangs have grown long and almost down into his face. Oh, hello. What you doing?
I'm just kind of hunkering down for the night. Them beds in there, they is so bad for your back. All soft and feathery and all that. It just gets me all out of sorts in the morning.
Right. So you're sleeping here.
Yep. I'm about to. Yeah. You
What?
you sleeping out here too? There's a couple stalls still open.
No. I'm one of those weird ones that likes a bed.
Well,
Just checking on the horses before I turn in for the night.
as we say in the woods, to each their own.
Well, what's your name, sir?
Oh, I'm a Quinliver Woodgarder, because I guards them woods. My whole clan, we guards them woods, over there. He points to the east. We guards them woods, but
from what?
well, anything that's going on that shouldn't be.
Huh. I bet you've got some stories to tell.
Oh boy, do I.
He draws a flask from his hip and just kind of sits down next to you. Would you like a sip?
Oh, no, thanks. I'm good right now.
Right.
And he pulls out a bottle. And he kind of takes the top off. He goes,
Takes a pull from his own flask. So, you've been guarding them woods for a long time?
Oh yeah, my clan and I, we've been guarding them woods for close to 700 winters, let's say. At least that's how long my pause. The oldest one of us been guarding them woods, but he's real old and slow now. And I think I had mentioned, but not to you because I just met you. But yeah, he kind of just patrols a meadow because he's real slow. Takes him a whole day.
Guarding them now?
Well, no, because I came here. I was tracking a feller.
Really? To Red Larch?
Yeah. He was on a horse on the road. I've been tracking him, but once you get a horse on the road, it gets a little harder to track him. Especially since I thought Red Larch was only 5 miles from here, but apparently it's like a whole day away. So
touche.
Yeah, so see this feller, there's this feller and some other fellers. They've attacked these nice people that lives outside of the woods. The Stoutmans, do you know them?
No, I don't think I do.
Oh, well, these real nice fellers. There's John, there's Mary, and there's little Timmy and little Jenny. Anyway, these fellers, they was in this weird armor, kind of made out of rock, They was attacking them. They was all like, we told you to get out of here. And then one of them, they done hurt little Timmy, and that got me all kind of worked up. So I kind of had a little discussion with two of them about picking on someone bigger than them. And then the third feller, he took off. I've been tracking him.
Oh, wow.
You know anything? Hey, you know anything about fellers wearing stone armor? Here, let me show you. And he pulls out the one part. Now you'll be glad to know the arm is no longer in here as it was earlier because I forgot it was still in there. But I finally got it loose and I got it out of there. So
well, thank you for that.
Yeah. It was starting to smell a bit. So you done seen any armor like this with this weird symbol on it? And I don't know if it's supposed to be like this way or this way. Because, triangles, they got them 3 sides. So I don't know which side's supposed to be up, to be honest. I don't really care. I just want to find the feller that is wearing armor like this. Oh, and his britches probably do smell a bit like urine because I'm pretty sure he peed himself when I started after him. And I want to find his feller and find out what is all the deal is all
grin
about.
On his face at this point.
Well, you're all happy now. What's going on?
I'm just picturing this guy filling his britches.
Oh yeah. Well, once he saw what I'd done to his 2 friends, and he was kind of, and he realized I was coming after him because I done my thing where I was like, "Oh, you're next," and then he took off.
So you're tracking him down all by yourself?
Yeah. Well, I think I got some new friends that I just made today. I think they're going to help me. Once I can get them to stop being so obsessed over that their hole in the middle of the road that people are throwing their trash in.
Right.
Did you see the hole in the road out there?
I did. That's quite a hole.
Does that happen often around here?
No, it does not.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Everyone seemed like it was a big deal. I didn't know maybe it happened like once a year or something, but yeah, and now people are just throwing their trash in. The town folk really should just fill that thing in.
Yeah.
Sure.
So who are your new friends?
Oh, well, there's this fellow that looks like a demon, but I am 87% sure he is not. And then there's this bird lady. I don't know where she, but she has wings, but she puts them away somehow. I don't know. I haven't really figured that part out yet. And then there's this little fella that grows flowers.
Sounds like quite the motley crew.
That's a great band, but no, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to call ourselves that or not.
Right. And so the 4 of you together are hunting down these guys in stone armor.
Oh, yeah. I do believe they is going to assist me, and I'm going to help them with whatever they're doing. Because I think as we say in the woods, I think I've been on this path, and sometimes your path kind of like it like intersects another path, and there's other fellers walking on that path, and sometimes all paths come together, and you just walk together.
That does sound something you would say in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there is paths all over the place, and sometimes they hit other paths, and sometimes they just run off a cliff or into a tree.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you gotta be vigilant in the woods so you don't walk into the trees or fall off the cliff. Of course, not like cliffs in the woods. Now I think about it, but it's just good for the narrative.
Yeah, it could be right near the woods. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. You get what I'm getting at.
Hole just opens up in the middle of town. You never know what's going to be.
Like I said, I thought it was odd, but I didn't know if it was a common occurrence or not. So
definitely not.
I didn't want to say anything because I hurt someone's feelings.
Sure. Yeah.
I do apologize. Did you? I don't think I asked what your name was, there, feller.
Oh, no problem. I'm nobody. My name is sorry, where'd it go? I just had it.
Nobody. What?
My name's Iron.
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 Nobody.
Oh. Iraun.
Iraun.
And he'll put out a hand to shake yours if you're willing.
Oh, all right.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yeah. Good to meet you there too. Good to meet you there too, Howard.
And good luck with your adventures. It sounds like you've got quite a lot to do around here.
Oh, more than I was counting on. I will not lie about that.
Yes. Well, have a good night.
Did did you get
Enjoy the
something?
hay.
Yeah, you sure? You mean there's plenty of stalls here?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Bye.
And he moves off. Rost,
Yes.
during the night, you suddenly sit up in bed. And right next to the bed there's a very small, rather poorly made, like, end table right next to the bed.
Mhm.
Which was, there when you went to sleep, of course. But what wasn't there when you went to sleep was a small pixie creature, which is seated on this, like, end table nightstand thing, about 8 inches tall, sitting on the edge of it, leaning back on her hands, with her legs crossed, looking at you. She sees you wake up. Hi.
I'm gonna look around, kind of slap myself to make sure I'm not still asleep.
You're not. Well, I mean, you are asleep, yes. But, I mean, you're dreaming.
Oh, okay. This seems a lot more normal in that context. Who are you? Why are you on my nightstand? What?
It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you.
I don't think you could if you tried. You're very tiny, but dreams are weird, so.
My name is Rama. I'm a friend. Let's talk. You've had a day, I know. I've been watching.
Yeah. I mean, first, like, the pit opens up in the middle of town, and then Magnus is there.
Mhm.
And I just really want to get the hell away from that situation.
Right?
And then I dive in the pit, and there's a lady, and then I'm saving people, and now I'm being followed by a very, very straightforward person who will not shut up about Helm, and it is quite frankly just terrifying.
Yeah. And then some creature shows up in your room in the middle of the night.
I mean, honestly, it's the most normal part of the day.
Right. Yeah. So I'm here to help, just so you know. Um, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this to you. I'm just gonna tell you there will be times that I might warn you about danger. Um, just I want you to know that I'm doing it to help you.
Okay. Why is there a strange pixie in my dream that wants to help me? This seems very. I mean, I've been having some weird dreams lately, but this really seems pretty meta. So.
Yeah, you would probably consider it pretty meta. The thing is, you have a lot of adventures coming up. A lot of stuff that's gonna happen. And, depending on the direction that you go, some of the adventures might be a little hard for you. And, it might be things that you might want to back away from for a while. And I'm here to help. And so, I don't know everything that's going to happen, but there might be times where I know you might want to back away from something and come back to it later.
Hmm.
This module's notorious for that.
I don't know what you mean by module, but
Oh, right. Yeah, you don't know that term. Sorry. But you know, I'll help where I can.
do you know anything about this weird hole business, or is this my subconscious just really fucking with me?
I don't know anything about the whole now. I mean, it doesn't seem to me to be too high a level for you. I don't know.
Truly, dreams are strange. I don't fully understand what you mean by levels, but you know what?
Yeah, you wouldn't know that term either. Sorry. These things exist on a higher plane of existence that aren't gonna make any sense to you. So just know that I'm a friend. I'm here to help and keep you out of excessive danger.
I mean, who am I to argue with a random 8-inch tall fairy on my nightstand? Because I'll just wake up and have
Exactly.
totally forgotten about all this.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
And as you say that, you wake up and it's morning.
I need to stop drinking, especially right before bed. That's not good. I don't like that. I don't like talking to my dreams. My dreams are not for that. I'm just gonna be like talking to myself, being like, just no, it's fine. We're fine. We are mentally sound. Just putting my armor on for the day and getting ready to go deal with bureaucracy.
And as you're doing that, Skiffle, you are awakened. You see an older gnomish-looking gentleman who has a beard down to his waist, a long gray beard, and you you're not sure if you heard him or what, but as you wake up, you look up and you see him just kind of standing over you with his head cocked and his hands behind his back.
Oh, top of the morning. I'll sit up. Ah! It's a nice front lawn
Good
you have here.
morning,
Might you be the
sir.
mayor of this fine village?
I am.
Oh, well met then. And he'll stand up and brush himself off. And Skiffle Partender at your service, sir.
Takes your hand, very curious. Mayor Fisher Boshin.
Fisher Boshin.
Mhm.
Yes, well met indeed. It's a lovely town you have here.
Thank you. I can't say I've very often had somebody camp out on my lawn before. Is there
Oh,
something I can help you with?
hope it's no trouble. I'll see to it that you'll never know I was here by any messes or any disturbances in the ground. If you like flowers, I could start a few flower beds for you while I'm here in town, brighten the place up a bit. Perhaps a nice
That
windowsill dock
sounds
under
quite
your window.
lovely. That does sound lovely. And of course, it's no trouble. Please, why don't you come in?
Yes, that's a lovely idea. And I've brought some coffee with me if you've got water and fire.
Yes, I'm sure we
Have
can make
a
that happen.
wonderful roast in one of my satchels. It'd be lovely to share it with you in a pipe of weed, if you wish, for your trouble as well.
I think perhaps not at this hour, but let's come in and sit where somewhere
Yes,
more
let's do.
comfortable.
And in a twinkling, he'll roll up his bedroll and have it stuffed away,
Mhm.
and no sign of any camping on the
Mhm.
front yard, the front lawn, such that it is. And he'll follow Mayor Boshin
Hmm.
into the town hall.
Okay. So he unlocks the front door and leads you past a desk that's there in the main lobby there, uh, down a hall, a short hall. This is not like an enormous building. It's
Right.
large for Red Large, but that doesn't take much. And he leads you to a hall or down a hall to his office, and starts working to set a fireplace to get a fireplace going. Um, so you're new to Red Larch, are you?
Yes, just arrived yesterday. And I'll
And,
start fishing out my my little kind of burlap sack of coffee and get it ready to be made to, to hang the kettle in the hearth and
hmm.
get it all ready to be whatnot.
Yeah, and he's working on getting the fire going and working with you to get it all set up.
And
And
so I met some nice people in your lovely little town here. I spent some time yesterday up at the Helm Sun Helm Inn Tavern, whatever that was, with the nice mill cakes.
yes, lovely, lovely.
Yes, Kay Lessa, very nice. She suggested I might find you down here. It seems we have some business to tend to.
What would that be?
Well, apparently some giant hole has opened up right in the center of your town. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I can't say. Yes, of course I've seen it.
Oh, well, okay then. I was wondering there. Almost had me. Haven't had my coffee yet this morning,
Indeed.
About that coffee.
Yes.
How's that coming?
Yeah, he's got the kettle on and
Okay.
the water's warming.
Well, my partners and we'd like to have a peek around down there and make sure that there's nothing dangerous or untoward going to put upon itself and inflict its will upon the fine people of Red Larch. But there's these two gentlemen who suggested we not go in the hole, and we have a friend with us who's a rather devout follower of Helm, you see. And he's very dead set against us to enter in the hole without permission from the proper authorities. A couple of us, we feel like something's not quite right with this whole situation, if you know what I mean.
Very interesting. Well,
but we don't require any payment.
Well, that's certainly kind of you. You have some experience with this type of thing?
Well, we don't really know what type of thing it is. I mean, I have experience with holes in the ground and all, being a farmer and so for master gardener, if you will. But well, a young lady had fallen down in there, and we were all a bit worried about her. And our large friend Roast with the wings, she flew right down in there and then rescued the young lady. And
tale of this, yes.
Tend to her and see that she's all right. But something seems rather odd that in a hole would open up right in the center of town. And hey, you haven't seen any folks come through here lately from Mirdabar way up to the north, have you? Looking for a small party. Was supposed to be meeting east of here, actually, and it seems that we've lost them.
I've not
Perhaps
seen
that might have something to do with
no.
our hole. Perhaps they've disappeared right down the hole. Apparently, there's a tunnel.
A tunnel? I've not seen a group from
Butcher, the baker, and the
Mirdabar.
candlestick maker, or whoever they are, they've decided we don't need to be poking our noses around in there,
Well, there are certainly people in town who would want the town to handle their own business, not necessarily involve outsiders, you understand.
I see, yes, of course.
We have a constable with several officers who
do you?
could handle this type of thing normally.
I might ordinarily agree with you, but I've seen no such people handling no such things. And so just as a matter of good citizenry, we've offered to perhaps have a look around for you.
And they were going to go down there today, I believe, and investigate, but
yes, an inquiry, I believe, is in order. as we were told.
An
By someone.
inquiry? I don't know that that's
Or maybe that was the
necessary.
Helm man's words. I don't know. So many words, let me tell you.
Hmm. It
Many words.
sounds like a lot of talking, and less of
Not a lot of doing.
It's
Been my
precisely-
experience. When there's a mystery, there ought to be some doing, not some talking. Then that makes sense, Your Honor. Your
Indeed.
magistrate. How might I address you, sir?
You can simply call me Fisher. I'm not one to stand on ceremony.
Oh, very well. You seem quite nice, down to earth. Are you a Red Larch native all your life and such?
No, I came here, 15 years or so ago.
Oh,
But
so you
um,
once were an outsider,
indeed,
but someone let you in, and
Many
now you're
years
an
ago.
insider.
You make a fair point, sir.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I certainly have no issue with. I mean, if you feel that you are equipped to handle such whatever danger might be lurking below, I certainly have no concern.
well, then it's done. We'll have a look
Very
about and we'll
good.
report back and let you know everything we find out.
That would be lovely. And it appears that the water is boiling
Oh,
here.
dear.
Let's get this coffee going.
Ah, yes.
So, who is this group from Mirabar that you're looking for?
Oh, they're doing some traveling and sort of a delegation, if you will. And it seems they've gone missing. They were headed to the. Oh dear. Just
Better
sometimes
check
without
your notes and make
my-
sure you get it right.
my coffee, sometimes I forget. It's trouble getting going in the morning. I'm only 34 seasons, but Yes, so they were headed through the Slumber Hills. Slumber Hills.
Some
I don't read so well before me coffee. And they've disappeared. There's a moon elf among them. Teresiel, perhaps you've heard of her. They were headed to Golden Fields.
To Golden Field, you
Some
say?
sort of an agricultural attaché thing,
Hmm.
which is what draws my interest, being a farmer and a
Certainly.
master gardener and such.
Yes, I see.
And I will see to it that you have lovely daisies growing around your building here by the end of the season.
Much appreciated. Sounds like it would be lovely. I'm afraid I've not heard tale of this delegation that you seek.
Yes, well,
They
that
were
must be
due
part of
here
the
in-
element of
in
what
Red
makes them
Larch.
missing, because no one's heard of them.
No one here at any rate. Very strange.
He takes a big sip of his coffee.
Yeah, so does the mayor.
Hey, what do you think?
I don't
Luskin.
know.
Luskin. Up on the
What is
coast.
Luskin?
The coffee's from Luskin.
Oh,
I have some
Is it?
cousins up there that they don't know where they get their coffee, but they roast it right there in Luskin, and it's lovely, isn't it?
it is.
You can almost taste the
indeed.
sea breeze. There's no remnant of salt, no ocean, no fish. It's like being right on deck of a fine sailing ship. Not that I'd know, because I've never been on a ship, but I'm told it's like that. He just sits
I
and kind of
see.
blinks at you.
Uh-huh.
Would you mind if I pack a pipe? I like to have a smoke with my coffee in the morning. But I don't
Please,
want
feel
to-
free.
Don't want to impose on your fine, clean town hall. It's very lovely.
Yeah, he goes and opens a window.
Hey.
Yes, if you all are if you're confident that you can handle these dangers, You have my blessing to investigate. Do you need any assistance in uncovering these mysteries?
Oh, well, I suppose it just depends on what we'll find. But if you like, I could. My friends will be here. Oh, around 9 or so. The helmsman, he's big on time and structure and order. So he said 9. But I thought it best just to. I was so tired. I thought I might just drop on the lawn and. Oh, I slept so good. You have good earth here. I can feel it. Good bones.
It's a good town, despite recent happenings.
Recent
Yeah.
happenings. You mean the whole?
Well, that's the most recent, certainly, but there have been many,
Oh,
many reports of bandits in the area. Strange weather's been happening.
Oh.
Storms cropping up out of
storms,
nowhere.
you say? Now that's interesting.
Indeed.
And he pulls out a journal sort of thing and a quill. And you
Mhm.
mind if I? And he just doesn't even wait for your answer. Gets his little inkwell out. And oh, so storms? How frequent are those? And what are they? Are they like hail, very windy, rainy? Do you get snow out of season?
Not snow out of season so much. That would be difficult to form, but
Well, that's why I asked.
unpredictable. Sometimes there's hail. Sometimes just great wind. Sometimes it just suddenly begins pouring rain.
You don't say.
Very unusual.
Like a right proper skiffle, you say. That's my name. Fat got my name.
I don't think this would qualify as a skiffle when it's
More like a
pouring
gully washer.
down. Yes, that
A
sounds
good old fashioned
more like
gnomish
it.
gully washer, eh?
Indeed.
Anything else happening with this odd weather?
I don't know what else to tell you. It's very difficult to predict or describe. It's so chaotic. It
Strange.
has certainly been getting more and more intense over the past few months.
Almost seems like the climate's changing.
Yes, but not in the normal way that you would expect when fall approaches.
Right. Because it does get wee stormier. Especially if you're up
Certainly,
near the
yes.
sea, like up in Luskin, for instance, where the sea breeze coffee comes from. Yeah. You haven't seen anyone wearing any. You haven't seen any fellers, have you? One in particular wearing some kind of stony armor, maybe. By the way, what's a feller? Do you know what a feller is?
It's a
One of my friends, he's from the
gentleman.
forest. He's talking about finding a feller. Still don't know what a feller is. But,
just a gentleman, I believe.
oh, this doesn't sound too gentle. Done whizzed his breeches. Wears armor of stone. Hurt little Timmy did. Do you know the big butterfly man comes down from the woods now and then? Quinn Liver.
Yes,
furry
I've seen
man.
Quinn
Furbolg,
Liver
I
from
believe they
time to
call him.
time. Oh yes, he is
Makes butterflies. Very sweet man.
delightful and odd, for
Quirky,
sure.
one might say.
Indeed.
Well, he's the one looking for this feller, whatever that is.
I see.
And he claims to have made this feller whiz his own breeches. See, this
Well,
Quinn Liver, I've
can
never seen him
certainly
worked up, but
believe that.
by his description, I don't think I want to.
Yes, I would not want to get on Mr. Woodgirder's wrong side.
Yes, that's it, Woodgirder. Except he says it all funny.
He's an interesting one, for sure.
So how long you been mayor here, sir, if I might ask?
Oh, about 5 years or so now.
Very nice. Is one elected mayor like a voting, like a secret ballot, perhaps? That type of thing? Or do they just say, hey, guess what, Pally, you're mayor?
It is voted on by the town, yes.
Oh, so you must be wise. very authoritative. You haven't been ensorcelled, have you? We hear that's a thing that can happen to folks of authority. They can
Would
be
I know if I was?
ensorcellated. You probably wouldn't. You might have
is
that looked
indeed
into by a
true.
sorcerer-related expert.
Do you know any sorcerers?
I think I do. I think I know one who thinks he is.
Well,
In fact, he
you
should be
just
here
let me know.
any minute now. Because I'm pretty sure it's almost 9. Because you've been
that would
talking
be
a long
about
time,
right.
sir.
He's just like trying to follow the train of this conversation as it goes wildly off the tracks.
Oh, I know right where we are. Ensorcelments and the like.
Ah, indeed.
Perhaps that's the cause of this. Maybe the weather's fine, but the way you're all ensorcelled in your mind, you just think it's been bad. Has anyone else noticed this weather?
Yes,
Oh.
many people in town.
Well, perhaps the whole town's ensorcelled then.
The
ensorcellement of Red Larch. He scratches it down.
You know, you and Mr. Woodcutter make a fine pair, don't you?
We have a connection. You be surprised him being
That
so
I can
large and me
believe.
being just a wee bit of a halfling. We seem to have had a bit of a connection.
I
Yes.
can believe it.
Yes, I think he and I are going to spend some time together, perhaps uncover some things.
I bet you will.
I haven't asked him yet, but I'm hoping he takes me out into the woods to meet his family. But first things first, this darned hole that's opened up in the middle of your town. We're going to get to the bottom of that.
Indeed. Well, I should probably get to the day's work if you want to go and find your friends, and best of luck. Please do let us know what
You know what you might do?
what's that?
Maybe you might scratch out an official writ on your town paper. Surely you have a seal, wax,
Damn it.
some such. I have a rather particular individual who might not believe we had this conversation. My Helmish friend, and the rules and all about going into the hole.
We don't usually stand on such ceremonies.
Right! I tried to tell him. I don't either. You might not. Perhaps I've been a bit houty, but I don't either.
Perhaps just go and let him know that you've spoken with me.
I'll tell him if he has any doubts, he can come see it himself. I'm sure you
No,
be
perhaps I
an
should
authority
write
figure
something
with
down
him.
in that case.
You'd have a lot to talk about with him.
You know, maybe I was too hasty. And he pulls out a piece of parchment and begins to write. It's just like,
you know,
like
feel free to go down the hole. No big deal. Signed, Your Honor.
Yeah, pretty much. That, I mean, it's a little more eloquent than that, but it's, you know, not much.
Hey,
and
well, let's seal on it, shall we? And he.
You're holding your hand out for him to shake?
Yeah, you just spit in it.
Yeah.
Let's seal it.
Sure.
Well met, Mr. Fisher. Boshin.
My pleasure, I'm sure.
Is it Boshin or Boshin?
Boshin.
Boshin. Long O. Boshin. All right then. Well, I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. And we'll let you know what we find out down in the tunnels. Probably
the
nothing.
Pleasure is all mine, I'm
Can't
sure.
be too careful.
Indeed. Best of luck to you, sir.
Yeah, by the time you're trying to sort yourself out, he's all gathered up and put his away, and he's headed out the door.
Excellent. Oh, wow, it's 9:40 already. All right. That was a lot longer than I expected. All right, let's take our break, 5-10 minutes, and then we'll pick this up there.
Good.
See you fellas in a minute.
Wow. All
More
right.
water. Flower
Hold
beds,
on.
like one on each side of the entryway, and just planting some wildflower seeds in there.
Okay.
And by
Uh,
whatever means he gets water, I'll come in and find like a cup of some kind and pump a little water and sprinkle some water on them. And
Okay.
And-
Yeah. So I imagine the three of you then. I assume you're just going up and heading to the town hall, right? Anything else you want to do before that?
I don't think so.
Just
Okay.
get up from my weird pixie related dream and
oh, but wait, it'll be getting better.
And so the three of you come to town hall to find Skiffle working away gardening.
As they're walking, Quinliver's got that bottle again. He's drinking from it, and he kind of, okay, we're all my miners. Would you like some coffee? And he holds out the bottle to each one, to Ross, then to Repentance,
no thanks.
and then he, like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on the coffee right now. I think we should be
It's a
uncaffeinated for our important meeting with the mayor's secretary.
It's hazelnut.
Well, that sounds delightful, but again, I will pass. Skiffle, my good man, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Let's find the secretary and schedule an appointment with the mayor that's acceptable for him.
I'm still at the town hall.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
where I thought I was.
Yeah.
They're just
Oh, are you
walking
here?
up. They're walking up to you.
I feel like I'm here and talking to you.
Okay.
I do
Distance in this
apologize.
place
I
is hard to
didn't
gauge.
see you there. I thought you were having breakfast at the inn. My apologies. Well, top of the morning. Hope you all slept well.
No, I came promptly at 9 a.m. Good morning.
And he's got dirt under his nails, very clearly been tending to, you see freshly formed little flower beds, one on either side of the simple stone entry. Oh, I mean, you're welcome to go in and meet His Honor, Fisher Boshin, the mayor, been mayor 5 years, and he pulls out this piece of paper. But I can assure you, I've already taken care of our business. And with very little fanfare, he just kind of tosses you the half crumpled, not folded, rolled, tied, or sealed. I hesitate to even use the term document.
So Repentance will take the document and read it.
'Tis but a note.
Well, this
Will that be satisfactory?
Well, I would have preferred a town seal on the document, so that we knew for certain. But
there's no seals as far inland. There's a lot there by the ocean.
Indeed, it seems, I guess, official enough.
Well, you're more than welcome to go in. Quite an amiable fellow. We shared a cup of coffee and a few tales and took care of some business. He said he had no problem with us going down there, and I told him we'd report back and let him know what we found.
Well, I'm going to hold on to this document as evidence that we have permission to go into the hole.
Yes, I think you should. He kind of glances at Ross.
And I believe that in the hole, we should proceed there forthwith and not waste any more of the mayor's time. And he tucks the letter into his pack.
What is a forthwith?
Means right away.
Oh, you could have just said right away then.
Well, I used Helm's piety and condensed those words into just but one.
What kind of pie?
All right then. Well, we should go in.
I was pleased to note that none of you came to the hole last night. It made my heart well with the very pride of Helm himself.
Did you stake out the hole all night to make sure?
I stood by the hole for a short time
Oh, snooping
on the
around.
theory that if any ne'er-do-wells were going to violate the hole without permission, they would do so within a reasonable amount of time of me being there. And no one appeared, and I was quite pleased.
Huh,
You are
very well then.
law-abiding after all.
So what you're saying is you didn't trust us.
Well, trust in Helm's word is forged, not just simply given.
I see. Well, hopefully my little meeting with the mayor's gone a long way to forging your trust.
Well, I'm certainly glad you did that. That was the right thing to do, and Helm is pleased.
Had a bit
You-
of a
You're
struggle
walking
getting him
towards
to
the
write
light.
it down, though. He said something about not standing on ceremony and the like around here, but I insisted.
Well, that is strange. Did you ask him if he was ensorcelled?
I
That is
did.
certainly that
I
is
actually, we talked about that. We
something an ensorcelled person might
I
say.
think the whole town of Red Larch might be ensorcelled. He talked about weird weather and banditry and things. And I thought, oh, so you must be ensorcelled to be seeing things like that. And he said, oh, no, everyone's seeing things like that. So I think all of Red
You
Larch
know,
might be ensorcelled.
Well, let me say this about ensorcellment. I am somewhat of an expert on that, and you are a farmer and may not be as wise to the world of sorcery as I. I can tell you that weird weather is not a sign of ensorcellment.
But seeing it where it doesn't exist might be.
Well, did they just see weird weather, or was there indeed weird weather? I think that's an important distinction. I don't think many sorcerers, in my experience, I don't believe many sorcerers ensorcel people by making them see weird weather, but what's the point of that? They ensorcel them to do things that they want done. Like,
So as he's
go
pontificating, as he's
to a
pontificating, I'm going to turn
without
around and I'm
permission.
going to cast Mold Earth again. Just wave my hand and clutch my arcane focus. If anybody's noticed, I have a little locket, like an amulet, a bronze amulet on a gold chain, and so I grab it and I wave my hand, and you can see the ground start to roil and till and shift.
Once again, there's a small rolling of what sounds like thunder.
Just that odd. Did it thunder? And
Are
then
are you casting the spell in a way that it would be obvious that you're doing that?
I poke my fingers into the disturbed earth. It's about a 5-foot square. It's a good sized bit of earth, and start to plant seeds while he's talking away, just ignoring him.
Well,
Right, I
well,
couldn't imagine what any ensorcelment might have to do with any weather or anything at all. No.
while you're doing the
Strange
molder,
connection that
while
could
he's doing the mold earth, when they're gonna start nudging Ross. Hey, look, he's doing the dirt thing. Check it out. It's cool. I just boom, boom, boom with his elbow. Check it out.
And then he'll kind of pat it all down nice and neat and kind of look up.
What kind of sorcery is that, farmer man? My young farmer.
I wouldn't know. I'm not wise enough in the ways of sorcery now.
Well, let me just say that magic is a complicated thing, and I believe, and Helm believes, that magic of the divine sort is the magic that we should rely on, because that's reliable magic and can do good things. I hear tales of sorcerers using this weave. They access the weave and they cast it on all kinds of abominations, and suddenly they're demons and devils and all kinds of terrible
my.
things. And that is the kind of magic that we must avoid.
Demons and devils, you say?
So your trick is a fun parlor trick, and I'm sure it amuses your farmer friends. I would just caution you that you must be careful about doing such things, because it could lead to the type of sorcery where you're telling people to jump down holes when they don't have permission, and I wouldn't want to see that.
Well, he says he got that there letter from the mayor, so sounds like it's all clear and good.
Ah, right. Fine point you make there, Quinliver. He knows who you are, by the way. He thinks you're a right
Hmm?
good chap. And I'm inclined to agree.
Is he like the little gnome feller with the great big old?
That'd be him.
Oh, I know him.
And he hadn't seen any
Probably
of
should have
your
thought of that last night.
he hadn't seen anything of your fellers neither, because I asked him.
Oh, I am so glad you asked about the fellers. I was going to ask if you had asked about the fellers, but since you did ask about the fellers,
He
I'm
said
so
something
glad you
about a
did.
feller being a gentleman, though, and by the way you described your feller in his pea breeches.
Well, I mean,
Not a
there are
gentleman.
fellers can be gentlemen, but the feller I'm talking about is definitely not a gentleman. He's bad news.
Well, the mayor has seen or hiding her hair of anyone wearing or stones and armor and things.
What did you mention that this bridges smell like pee?
I did.
Okay, just checking because that could be a distinguishing trait. Granted,
Right.
it's been like a day, so I don't know how long bridges smell like urine, but it can't hurt to be checking it.
Right. Well then, to the hole.
So the four of you head to the hole. What is your plan of attack here?
Kind of look at Rost. So what you thinking? You going to fly down first, and then perhaps we might climb down a safe way from your vantage point? You could help us point us out.
Well, I figured I could hold onto the rope while you all descended, and then I could just fly down after you.
Or you could drop the rope and we could climb down with you holding on it with your great strength and fly down. Good idea.
That's as far as I'd gotten. Tried not to think about it too much last night. Had some weird dreams.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I guess that's just a normal thing now.
Was you being chased by wolves?
No.
Is it that one where every time you plant onion sets, they just dry rot and nothing grows out of them? I have that one, at least every other fortnight.
No.
It's most disturbing.
Now that I think about it, I can't quite remember what had transpired, but I know it was weird.
Oh, well, if you think of it, just maybe you run it by us all and we'll sort it out with you.
Yeah, I'm sure it was nothing.
It was probably a message from hell, giving you guidance.
Probably not. He doesn't do that very often.
Oh, well.
I mean, I've never heard from the man.
I'll admit it's a real nice.
What would one of my dull wit and lack of wisdom know what to do with a message from Helm if I even
Well, you must walk in his light, and then you will commune with Helm as I.
Very well.
Not at the same time.
Perhaps my close proximity to you will get me an audience with Mr. Helm.
Well, that is not out of the question, I think.
All right, well, let's get on about it then.
I'm gonna cast light on the rope so that when it's descending and they're climbing down, it's not into total darkness.
Okay.
Too bad the pot broke. We could have just thrown that down there and it could have lit up everything, but they don't light up no more.
Yeah, weird how that happens, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a shame.
But anyway, I'm gonna just wrap the rope around my arm and hold tight and gesture for them to start descending down into the
I think
the pit.
Skiffle would scramble right down as soon as the opportunity presents itself.
Allow me to go after the farmer.
Let's see. I'm trying to decide if this requires a check. I don't think so. I think it takes some effort, but it's really just Ross, go ahead and make me an athletics check.
Sure thing.
Dice.
Oh boy. That's a 10.
Okay. So Skiffle, you're going down first.
Hey,
You begin to climb down this rope, and Rost, the earth around, this is not like a well-formed hole, right? It's just like the earth collapsed, and so you're standing at the edge, and where your feet are braced, the ground is starts to crumble a little bit, and you kind of trying to hold and land on your bottom, but just about the time that Skipple gets to the bottom of the rope.
Oh boy, this plane is super safe. Who's next?
is it possible, Dungeon Master, for me to maybe mold earth my way down? One of the things I can do is cause ground to become normal terrain if it is already difficult terrain. And therein, I'm like trying to kind of make a path down that'll be a little less,
I mean,
difficult terrain. Kind of form a path as I go down in the ground.
You could what size of area does it affect?
So it's 5-foot cubes, and there's 3 different ways to manipulate it. I can target an area of loose earth and instantaneously excavate it, move it along the ground, move it up to 5 feet away, or I can cause shapes and colors to appear on or of the dirt and stone, spelling out words, images, shaping things. Or if the dirt and stone that you target's on the ground, you can cause it to become difficult terrain, or alternatively, you can cause difficult terrain to become normal terrain.
Interesting. I wouldn't consider this difficult terrain, but I would
That's what I was thinking.
say, but I would say you could make some like footholds that would make it much easier for the others to walk down or to climb down. So rather than rappelling with their feet going against the wall, their
And
their feet
loose
are
earth.
going into holes.
Yeah. So I will do that. It'll take me a little
Okay.
while to do this and get down there. And as I'm at the top of the pit, you'd
Mhm.
swear you hear thunder.
Yeah.
And then as I move farther away from you guys, you don't seem to hear it, but I've got my amulet and it's like I'm forming the earth with my hands, kind of whistling a little tune,
Yeah.
poking
And
it with my staff.
You're making your way slowly down, just as you get to like the last 5 feet or so, you feel the rope suddenly give you a bunch of slack, and you land on the floor.
I don't like look up and see Rost coming at me at breakneck speed, feet first or anything, do I?
No. No.
Great.
I'm dusting myself off, and I'm like, let's try that again.
Okay.
Who's
And I think
next?
with the footholds, we can dispense with the climbing checks then, because it's a lot easier now. It's more like climbing a ladder with a handhold. So I think yeah, you can all just go ahead and climb down. And Rost, I imagine are you bimfing wings for this?
Yeah, sure. We'll do that. Just to
Okay.
be easier.
Okay. Is that
Are
a
they-
once per day thing? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's a once per day thing. But
Okay.
Are they
when
like
is this
angel
going to come in?
wings, like Michael kind of thing? They like
Yeah, they kind of have an ethereal glow to them. Very, I'd say, angelic. Yeah.
so a little less corporeal.
Yeah, they're kind of like almost blinding to the point where you don't really want to look at them.
Oh, lovely.
And I just fly down and land. Perfect, like 3-point landing, very superhero-esque. And just
Nice.
brush myself off.
Okay. And so y'all have arrived in the hole. And of course the center of the hole is basically just a loose pile of rubble. And off on the north end, you see pull up the description here before I screw it up. Where is let's see. Off on the north end, it looks like there's no doorway there, but there is what seems to be just a tunnel going through the earth, heading off toward the north. And then on the kind of southeast end of the cavern, you see a stone, a stone slab, and there's a door there with a rusty pull ring. And in fact, let's go switch to a map.
Oh,
Now that I've described
the
it all
door.
for you.
what have we here? And he'll be like packing a pipe, tinderbox, flint, getting his little.
All right,
A door.
let's where we are here.
Completely natural in a tunnel under the town. A door.
Totally. All right, so I think. Oops. Oops. All right. You all see the map here?
Yep.
Oh,
Think we see some things maybe we're not supposed to see.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is there not automatic lighting set up for this?
it's quite a large. Is each of the little squares 5 feet, or each of the big squares 5 feet?
1 second. The big squares are sorry, the big squares are 10 feet.
All right then.
Did some things just disappear for you?
Nope.
Nope. Everything's still pretty visible.
Yeah, it just looks like there's maybe some tokens here and there on the map that we can see already. But I'm zooming in, so I can't see them now. So probably just some tokens up on the token layer.
They're not on the token layer is the thing.
Andrew, be proud of me. I'm using Roll20 on our Sunday game.
Nice.
I was using it with dynamic lighting, but it was eating up my laptop and causing it to lag real bad. So I had to turn it off.
They're on the right layer. You're talking about like here, right?
Let me zoom out again.
Here?
To the east, to the room. There's one in the room due east of our position, and then one in the room northeast of us. Two in that room northeast of us. It's hard to tell exactly what they are.
You step like right here and you're right here.
Yeah, the one looks like somebody's name or something's on it. And then the ones north of that look like some kind of critters.
I did it. Now I can't see anything.
Ugh, I hate computers.
Right? All fun till someone loses an eye.
All right, hang on a second. Let me just do this. Well, I have no idea what's going on. Perhaps we should end a little early tonight and I can fix this before next time.
Sure.
Sorry about that. I
That's okay.
All right.
don't know why this is all screwed up.
That's okay. Technology just does not like us, and that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will get this squared away. And we can hit it in 2 weeks. At least I know somewhat what's going on. Or what direction y'all are going.
To a
Oh.
degree.
To
But
a
watch, we'll be like,
certain
no, let's
degree.
do this whole later, and then we'll just leave.
Fly back out of the hole.
Well, in 2 weeks, we'll gotta work someone else into the party, hopefully.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
I don't know. He may watch this video and be like, "Geez."
No, I think they're quite excited.
Maybe we'll find them down here in the hole. Hopefully, they have some sort of writ from the mayor giving them permission to be down here.
They better, or
Yeah,
we're gonna be escorting them
Yeah,
right the hell out of here if they don't have a
That's
writ
right.
from the mayor.
That's right.
They won't
As
be in the
Helm is
hole
my
without
witness.
a writ.
You need express permission from the mayor to be in this town's hole.
I can't wait till we run across those two who think they have authority. Keep that
Yeah,
paper
that's gonna
handy.
be
Good
fun.
night of Helm.
Mhm.
Oh, I got
Oh.
coffee with the mayor. That was fun.
That may be part of the inquiry.
So I have a confession to make. The module does not say who the current mayor is.
Oh, nice.
The module says if these certain events happen, then so and so is elected mayor. But it doesn't bother to say who the current mayor is. So
You had to make one up
I did.
because the one NPC that you don't have, that's who
Of
we want to
course.
see.
Yes.
That's who
Naturally.
we demand to talk to.
Exactly.
Who Helm demands that you talk to.
Probably the first time anyone had to talk to the mayor before going into the hole.
That's right.
It's just like, wait, we have a mayor?
We do. A bourbon. All right.
Stuff.
thank you all.
All right. Thank you.
Good
Mhm.
stuff.
Good luck down there in Charlotte there, Wiley.
Got it. Yep.
All right. Well, I will talk to y'all in 2 weeks.
See you
Sounds
soon.
good.
Yep.
See you all
Sounds good.
then.
All right.
Next week.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Everybody.
Good night.
Later.